The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tokucast Reviews.
Yeah.
Episode 68.
So close.
We're almost there.
So close. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and mention this now so I don't forget to do it at the end of the video like I have done before. We're going to delay the O's review by 1 week. Specifically because we're doing basically an entire month dedicated to that show. And if we do that, we start in the new year, 2019 O's. But yeah, episode 69. O's, Kamen Rider O's will come out 1 week later. So we'll still have a video that week, of course, but...
It won't be a review.
Yes.
On to this review. Garo Season 4.
Hey,
yes.
What are we doing again?
Makai no Hana.
The Flower of Hell.
Makai no Hana means family. And family.
Okay, one, I hate you for that joke. Two, I'm so proud of you for that joke.
I almost got
Great
to
job.
take that joke.
You almost did.
Damn it.
Almost.
But yeah, Makai no Hana. This time, our Garo is Raiga, who is the son of Season 1 and 2's Garo, Koga.
Which is not the main character of Season 3 of Garo. Everybody thank God.
He'll be back.
I was going to say, that's gone.
He'll be back next season.
Yep. No, this one completely ignores the events of Season 3.
Yeah. They basically just set up this entirely different continuity.
Thank you, Tokusatsu Jesus.
Speaking of that, our next Garo review won't be Season 5. It's actually going to be the Makai Retsuden.
Okay.
So, I'm mostly doing that because the Biku movie also happens during that time, who appears in this show. So, we're just moving on to that.
But on to this show.
Yes! This show, once again, has 2 openings. I actually like that. Of course, the first one is an instrumental. So
I think the first one is definitely better.
I like them both.
I think they're both okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand why you would like the first one better. Just kind of, I've always noticed that instrumentals are more your thing versus...
At least in terms of this show.
In terms of Garo, yes.
Fair. But yeah, I think they're both okay.
Yeah, I quite like them. Now, this show has a plot, but it's sort of...
Condensed at
the front and at the back. So, but this time...
I started plot, but a bunch of fillers and went, oh shit.
However, the filler in this, I'm going to put that in definite quotations because it's not technically filler all the time. It's still really good. But this is focused around a horror who was sealed in a slab, or rather a demon beast known as Aerith, by Makai priests using 9 other horrors as foundation stones. And
sounds like the opening to Lightspeed Rescue.
Yes! This is accurate. But Makai priest broke the slab and to release Aerith, and so a fallen Makai priest, which they actually do a lot during this show. That's something I've noticed.
Holding it in. I'm holding it in.
Go ahead.
Return the slab.
I watched that episode this morning, just based on this.
Really?
And I was sitting like, yes, this is fucking show.
Oh, suffer my curse.
Am I the only one who was scared shitless of that episode as a kid?
You are.
It was scary.
You're the only one I know.
Like, it was fucking scary.
No, I was talking about me too.
Oh.
Because
High fives anyway.
Because I'm sitting here like,
High fives all around.
Come on.
That was my favorite
That
part.
was fucking funny.
That was my favorite part.
But yeah, the Makai priest breaks the slab.
Computer was the best character.
He was.
Okay, moving on. Sorry.
And
Every time you say the word slab.
while that happens, an unknown woman awakes from a grave at an unknown location. This is when we get to meet Raiga for the first time. I'm really going to speak a lot more about his character at the end, but I like him.
I did not.
I'll explain why I liked him.
I liked him better than Season 3. So, coming off of that, I'm just like, you got a low bar, dude.
Ryuga, man. Also, Gonza's back as the butler still.
It was good to see him again.
He's so great.
Thanks, Alfred.
But yeah,
They're all named Alfred.
this unknown woman that was in the grave, her name is Mayuri. And the Senate of, the Makai Knights and Priests sent her out because she's the only one who can bind Aerith.
Combine what?
Bind Aerith.
Okay.
Aerith?
Eris.
Eris? She's dead now. But
Well, by the end of the show.
by the middle of the game.
Thriller.
But yeah. Every horde, well, most of the hordes that were in this lab that they used because the demon beast Ares binds itself to a horde, and there, as I said, there are 9 hordes, and they end up having to find out which one of the hordes that were bound to that Kanye West song, and they had to find out which one it is, and every single one that,
Which that's an aspect of this show that I liked.
yeah.
Was the fact that it was, you have this greater evil that is binding itself to lesser evils
Mhm.
and enhancing their powers, which that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, Mayuri is a Mado tool, and Raiga didn't know that. And I love the fact that,
This universe has a fucking term for everything.
it really does.
Yeah.
But at least that keeps it consistent.
True.
But yeah, Mayuri is the tool to use to bind this thing. And there's like a big floating object or something that's never actually shown on screen to the very end of the show. It's always just a mouth opens and then it closes after they bind her inside of it. Now we can basically just talk about, especially for the next while, what is a really good part of this. We do have, in episode 2 actually, the introduction of Crow, who was basically the Zero of this series. Much later on, and I'm so sad that she appears so late, especially like in comparison to Jabi, who appears a lot earlier. There's Biku, who's a Makai priest. I liked her. I liked her a lot more than What's-Her-Face.
Well, that could be any female character from the show thus far.
The other Makai priest from Koga's continuity.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't.
Who can't act.
Yeah, the one who can't act or fight.
And I liked her better than Ryuga's Makai priest, too.
Tokyo...
No.
No.
You're thinking of the chick from the
Zero series.
From the Zero series. I liked her.
Can we talk about some of the aesthetics, like the different aesthetics of the show they've made changes to for Makai Knights?
Like Crow's armor?
Like Crow's armor specifically.
Because it can fly.
And gets that fucking flying helmet.
That's cool.
It gets a crow helmet.
Yeah. It looks really cool.
It does look great.
No, it looks fucking amazing. That is one thing that always blows me away when it comes to Garo.
Yeah. It just does, and I love once again.
I think the horror designs are the best they've ever been in this show.
Yeah,
they look incredible.
They really do. I do have a complaint. The fight scenes are fine for the most part, and I think you might know where I'm going with this. It's the wire work.
The wire work. I knew you were going to bring this up. Why did I know you were going to bring up the wire work?
Because we've known him for more than 3 days.
Sure.
Fair enough.
The wire work in it is sometimes really, I'm not even really going to say obvious. I'm going to say messy because it doesn't always work.
It's not great. There's definitely shows and movies I've seen that have better wire work.
But the fact that I think one of the reasons why it kind of just jars out to us so much is because we're so not used to seeing wire work in this show.
Also, if you look at previous Garo shows, there isn't a lot in
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or rather, there is, but it's rougher and it makes it look more natural the way that they film it. And this one is just like, it's really fun.
In this one, it's much more stylized.
It's
much more like Crouching Tiger level, where people are literally floating
If
around.
I had to place a guess as to why, I think Season 3 probably killed some of their budget.
Maybe. Because they end up using a practical Garo suit again.
They do.
In this one.
And then they blew all of what budget they had on that.
True.
Well, a CGI suit probably would have been more expensive.
But at the same time, it's just like at the end of it, it's just, it doesn't look as smooth as Crouching Tiger. But then again, that's a movie with a huge budget.
Of course.
But at the
that's
same
not really
time,
a fair comparison.
Yeah, but he brought it up. But it's just so floaty, and it just takes me out of the action a little bit when it happens. Like it's
missing the impact.
But is it as bad as that one moment from the Rurouni Kenshin movie?
My fan is here.
Is it as bad as that?
No.
So let's just all take solace.
Here's the thing why the Rurouni Kenshin movie is worse. That's one moment of fantasy silliness where a person develops the power of flight in a movie that's otherwise pretty grounded.
Well, it's also because he doesn't even jump. He just...
He just soars into the air.
Yeah.
Like Superman up and away.
Now, just the thing about this, they have to seal Eris within 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some...
What is it with this show and time limits?
At least they brought it back.
I was going to say, we have when he transforms into Garo for the first time...
We have the counter back.
And that counter just immediately is right there. It's like, okay, here we go.
And when Crow unleashes his wings, that counter speeds up.
Yeah, or it splits in half, I thought.
Yeah, it's like, and that's like immediate. And I like the fact they made that. Yeah, you might have this special ability, but there's a drawback.
It's balanced.
Now there are some great episodes in this. A favorite of mine is the film episode.
Yeah. As a film buff, I definitely appreciated the references.
It's all about
And I remember when you guys were watching this show in college, and I walked in, and you guys were watching this, and it was the Silence of the Lambs bit, where the villain is in Dr. Lecter's cell, and he's dressed like Hannibal Lecter. And I was
you
like...
freaked the fuck out.
I did, because I was like, alright, that's awesome.
And I love the guy. It's like, one, they end up having that first guy who's like the owner of the movie theater before the horror takes over the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's put into the movie, and he's eaten by zombies, but you see him throughout every other movie that they end up bringing in. And it's so great. Because I remember the first time he was like the horror fan that comes in, and he's talking about the zombies as he's transported into the movie.
And the different types of zombies.
Yeah, and he's looking at, and the zombie guy is looking at him like, and he strikes to eat them. And I was like, oh, I love this. Because they...
Honestly, that was my favorite episode.
They talk about 28 Days Later,
Mm-hmm.
which is great to seeing. I like the fact that, once again, it's the actor really fighting. And you can tell Raiga's actually good at it.
Mm-hmm.
The only way he is becoming stilted when he actually has to watch out for wires.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work as well. The next one they do is Scream, and I loved seeing Raiga in this.
Yeah.
It was so good. I was sitting here like, this is great. Everything about this
and
is
the
great.
guy, like, is trying to quiz him.
Yeah.
What type of knife was used in this movie? Bowie knife, and he goes out. And I'm like, and you're gonna get your head cut off. Knife doesn't beat
scary movies.
Knife doesn't beat sword, dumbass.
And then the last one is the Silence of the Lambs.
Just because they referenced 28 Days Later. Didn't they also reference Night of the Living Dead, the like OG zombie movie?
They did, because they talk about it with the 28 Days Later thing. It's like, no, these aren't zombies, these are infected.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. And then the guy...
actually...
Yeah,
it's literally that guy.
That guy.
And I just love how Ryan's just like, get out.
And if you're watching this, that guy, no one likes you. Stop it. Nobody cares.
Okay, we've all been that guy, though.
I've been guilty of that too, and I've hated myself for it. But
we've all been that guy at least once.
We have.
Episode 5, Star Chart.
He comes in many forms.
I only talk about this episode for 1 second because guess who's in this?
The worst
episode?
one is the guy who still does this with no glasses.
Like I just did.
You did sarcastically.
The Star Chart episode.
Where we see the return of Mr. Thane Camus.
Yep.
With
that man scared the shit out of me.
I didn't find him that scary. I remember, because that episode came out, and I was like, oh, this is the episode Matt's always talking about. It didn't scare me that much.
I just loved him because...
That being said, I love seeing him again because I think he's a great actor.
It's so different seeing him in this compared to the Zero series.
Yeah.
One, it's as you said, same
it's
actor.
It's a completely different character.
But he is so charismatic as this character. And he's hilarious.
No, the reason why when I was a kid, I wasn't afraid of monsters in my closet. I wasn't afraid of the boogeyman under my bed. I was afraid of the guy in the mask who's going to kick down my door.
Yeah.
So seeing a serial killer very creepily saying "Twinkle, twinkle, little star," no, thank you. We have our vices. That's my nope. That's my go set on fire.
No.
Episode 6, I ended up saying this because this is something that we didn't get from Koga. We got to see more of Raiga's past. And this is the one with the guy with the wind chime maker. I really like this episode too, once again, because we didn't get anything like this with Koga. This is something like, okay, Raiga went to go visit this guy as a kid when he was just out in the city and made a wind chime. And I'll just say, I love the fact that we get to see some history of the actual character because he's so different from his dad in a lot of aspects. And that, mostly comes from his mother being Kaoru. And I like seeing this. It was just a good episode to really explore what it is about this particular character. I thought it was great.
It was.
Let's see. There's one other... Oh! the comics episode. Where the manga artist.
Yeah.
And I like this a lot. It was just hilarious to see like everything moving in the way that a manga strip would. They really switched up this one stylistically. This entire series, it's really different from all of the ones that came before it.
And I think in some cases it was for the better.
I think
it set itself apart.
To go back to season 3, we talked in our season 3 review how it just felt like anime done wrong.
Yeah.
This one feels like anime done better.
Yeah.
This one really feels more like a live action anime than the other one, which felt like it was trying to be a live action anime.
I also like how they gave us the best of both worlds for the main characters we've gotten thus far. We've gotten the stoic badassness of season 1 and 2, but still, yet somehow a guy who will smile.
Yeah, Raiga's like a legitimately nice guy. Like someone I would actually like to hang out with occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
That's Raiga. Going back, episode 9, the raising episode. I love this episode. It's the one where the guy finds the dead body outside of the place at the very beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this whole thing thinking that the dead body is the horror, but it's actually the guy. Because he rapes and kills this woman at the very beginning and gets possessed by a horror, but he keeps seeing everything from the perspective of her. And I love the little hints that they give you throughout the episode, because every single time she like feeds on something, she molts and turns into a new person, but it's just another person that he killed. And I'm just like, this is a greatly structured episode. I was completely here for it, because I didn't remember this from the first time I watched it. I remember actually the first time I watched it really not liking this show that much.
Yeah.
But this time around I was like, alright, I get it, I appreciate it, and I'm here for it. Let's go. I really like it.
I've made some mistakes. I am sorry. I promise I will be better.
Yeah. There's also just the Power of Words episode where this girl, Karina, ends up finding like a little ball of fuzz, but it turns out to be the child of a Makai beast. And she and Raiga go on this...
Because of course it is.
Yeah. She and Raiga go on this journey to like get it back to its mother. And there's this whole story about her grandfather and Raiga and his parentage, and I love the entire episode because, one, there's no horror to fight, except at the very beginning, but that's just a random horror they had to kill.
Yep.
And just going on this journey, finding out more about this. This is a one-off character, yeah, but she's good. And I just like the whole journey to the west aspect of it, trying to get the thing back to its mother. And we never see the beast. It's just like we see the camera, but that's about it. It's good.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good things about this entire series.
Definitely an improvement over the last season.
Yeah. Episode 15, the Black Tea episode. This is the one where Gonza ends up inviting a horror into the house, but it's done in the way of a first-person camera, and he's like being interviewed and everything. Apparently, this horror just gains information, and that's his whole thing. But I like the way that, one, it was filmed. Two, we get to see how much Raiga actually really appreciates Gonza.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because they left. Like, his parents, well, one, Kaoru was kidnapped or something, and then Kogo went to go find her.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's good. I like the way that this one was filmed. And it's just really interesting seeing something like that, because we didn't really get to see any first person thing. And you know what it really reminded me of? That one episode of Ultraman X, where they have the TV station people come in. Yeah. I thought that was really, really good.
That's a great episode.
Yeah. There are just a really lot of good episodes in this one. We get to that one where the lady has the carnival ride. The screen lady, and I like the way that one was shot. Episode 17, we go back to Koga's past, and we get to see the person who trained him, and that turns out to be Zero. And this actually shows up a couple of times because Raiga takes on a lot of his father's fight tactics.
His fighting style, yeah.
But he also ends up taking on some of Zero's, because we get to see him using his hilt a lot, especially in the latter half of this series, as another sword.
Oh, you mean his sheath?
Yes.
So, hilt is what you hold.
I know. But yeah, we get to see him use the sheath, and I'm just like, cool. It's good to see a blend of styles like that. I wish he did a little bit more, but he doesn't. And that's...
Do you wish he got a second sword at the end, and then he has two Makai, like golden Makai Knight,
That'd be cool.
2 Garo swords?
Because all the Garos end
Why
up
not?
having the same exact fighting style. He's the only one who's like shown really any differentiation.
By combining 2 fighting styles.
Yeah. In episode 18, we get to meet Biku for the first time. I remember not really feeling much about her the first time around.
Yeah.
This time around, it was just like, all right, she's like a darkness hunter. She goes out and finds like
Darkness.
Makai.
Shines a big old flashlight on it.
Yeah, she's the one who shines in darkness, even though that was last season. She goes out and finds Makai priests and Makai knights who have fallen to the dark side, for lack of a better term, who have become possessed by horrors, and that's something that actually is taking up at the end of this. And I really like just how this one was done. It's a good introduction to her character, even though she came extremely late. And of course, you have to make the comparison. All right, what makes her stick out from someone like Javi, who is
You're still you're top tier.
she's the best. She's like a Makai Knight and everything but name. So that's such a sexy like her.
Oh, and the suit and the sword.
Well, yeah, but she's cool, and she can
We still love her.
stand with them at any point, as you saw at the end of season 2. There's a couple of really weird episodes in this, besides like the one with the amusement park ride. There's the one with the concert guy, the maestro, who is so weird, but I was so here for it. He's just like, I'm going to turn people into music. And I love whenever he shows up, an entire orchestra, like there's the one with the ladies in the bathroom, and then he shows up and an entire orchestra just walks out of the stalls. And I'm just like, all right.
That's the kind of weirdness I like.
I love it. It's just so great.
Just the off the walls, just
absurdist stuff.
Yeah. There's another one where another Makai Knight has fallen at some point he's become possessed by a horror. And I love, you think the little girl with him, who was apparently just an illusion, it was like his daughter, and that was the reason that he fell to a horror in the first place. Nope, it was just the first person he ate as a horror. And Garo just beats the shit out of him throughout this. It's like 5 minutes of just getting the shit beat out of you.
Tonight you shall be visited by the ghost of 3 snacks.
And then I'll punch you in the face. For the last part of this, because the Ares seed has been found once, it escaped, went to another horror, and the person who unsealed it was like Crow's teacher. And I like the fact that they actually made the last part really focus on him.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole thing where the guy ends up kidnapping Mayuri and tries to make her the vessel for the Ares seed, and the reason he did this because a woman that Braga apparently also knew when he was younger, that was actually shown in the Zero episode, that he, they knew each other, and the other Makai Knight was in love with her. She died from some sickness. He put her soul inside Mayuri and tried to get her body back thanks to Ares, because apparently he can bring people back to life, back to reality.
Did no one learn from Edward Elric?
Apparently not. Because everybody's just like, the fuck are you doing? And he was like, but my Kokoro. And that was basically the end of that.
But Edward, why does it hurt here?
And he's one of those few ones that doesn't actually die at the end. He actually realized the error of his ways, because Ares comes in and is just like, haha, fuck you, I wasn't actually going to do anything. I just wanted to kill everybody. That's my whole plan and stuff. Yeah, and then
just good old fashioned genocide.
And Ares ends up possessing Crow.
Got to appreciate the classics.
Yeah. Of course, Goten's in this. So the horse has been here throughout the show. They don't show him a lot because of budget. And I love the other guy's armor. It's a bronze dog armor.
Yeah.
It just looks cool.
Yeah.
And he gets a curved sword. At the very end, though, I did not like the last 2 episodes of this initially. I don't like them now.
It's because, once again, we're fighting an evil topless lady.
She did start out topless. She started off in this white jumpsuit, like the skin-tight jumpsuit, sans nipples.
And then what happened?
She became a naked topless lady. And a bottomless lady.
No,
naked?
No,
yeah, they did that. It is the fact that the whole thing is hidden in shadow.
You sure?
Yeah.
So they fought a giant naked lady monster.
Again.
That's how it always ends with this show. Unless you've seen
But did she have nipple lasers? Then it's not High School DD.
No.
That was a thing.
Or nipple guns.
I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, it just
Was that an Austin Powers joke?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It basically just turned into that, and I'm just like, we've done this.
I'm getting a sense of deja vu, and it's making me angry.
I'm getting a sense that you have some unresolved issues you need to talk to a therapist about.
Then, like, the whole thing is Mayuri.
Why are all of your villains giant city-destroying naked women?
Yeah. And then Mayuri was like, alright, I'm going to go ahead and seal this after... Oh my god, the armor that he gets during this, because, like, Ares traps him in his armor for over the time limit, so of course he turns into a monster. Then he sort of gets control and turns into what Season 4 of Digimon did at near the end. With the human and the beast.
The fusion thing?
Yeah. That's basically exactly what happened here. With
Fusion,
this thing?
Yes, luminous. With a giant sword with the beast's face on it. And it's not pretty.
I don't mind the look of the armor itself, but the weapon looks dumb.
Yeah. And then
it looks like a club for the first, 80%, and then it's a blade.
Yep.
And then Mayuri
Good
seals
idea
it.
on paper, though.
Yeah, Mayuri seals it. Apparently, if she is having to do this, she ends up going back into a coma, and once that happens, she loses her memories. Apparently, Rika's been in love with her or something about this entire thing. And I'm just like, dude, come on.
Or something.
And then he goes into her mind, defeats the thing, and then she wakes up from her coma a couple of months later, remembering him because her memories weren't lost. And I'm just like, this series didn't end as well as it did for the entire middle half. Let's talk about people. Raiga.
I did not like this.
I liked him.
I thought he was an improvement.
The worst part about this show for me was the characters. I didn't really connect to anybody, and most of them seem to have had all their personalities sandblasted off.
Especially in Mayuri's case.
Well, Mayuri, I didn't mind so much. She is the emotionless tool. That's how she's written. That was okay. Everyone else was just kind of like, who are you?
Yeah, Crow was the edgy one. That was his entire thing. I'm going to be cool.
He's like, I'm cool, I'm silent, I'm angsty. And then Raiga's like, I'm kind of a nice guy. Yeah.
I liked that. It's so different from Koga. We don't.
It was different. It was different, and I like that. I just wish it was done better.
Yeah. I really liked it.
I didn't find myself really connecting with anybody. The episode to episode setups were cool. I think the overall plot was all right. There are definitely some inter-episode stories that I think are really interesting and that are executed really well. But the characters for me was a big stumbling block.
I still really like Raiga. I still one of the very first episodes was when the monster ends up possessing a vending machine, and the guy is going up to
it's like a spider, and he's a trap spider. And he possesses a vending machine. And the guy went to go get money, and Raiga just literally walks up, doesn't look at him, doesn't utter a word, just grabs my arm, drags away, and goes, and then it turns into a spider, and the guy just runs away.
He's like, you should swing your money somewhere else.
I was going to ask you, Marcus, what did you think of the spider one?
It existed.
It exists.
It died.
He doesn't. He's not a fan of spiders.
Marcus does not like spiders.
Yeah, Crow was the only one I was just like, I feel like you could do a little bit better. Yeah.
He tried to take that loner bad boy thing a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, though, because he's so eager to help.
Yeah, it's contradicting as fuck.
It's like the...
I want to help! You want to stay? Fuck you. What?
No, I am the knight.
Between the two of them, it's like the opposite of Koga and Zero.
Yeah.
That's basically how it was. Raiga's just the much nicer one, but he doesn't have as much charisma as Zero to really pull that off. But then again, Zero doesn't have as much charisma when he's surrounded by idiots like in his 2 series. So
I liked Black Blood.
I
know
we have that review.
It's fine.
Yeah, I like Raiga. I think he's fine, and I really hope it's been 5 years, so I really hope that they do him a little bit better in his series for next year in his movie. Also, the lady who was the Makai Knight that was basically the entire last part of the show was the Makai Priestess at the entire show was based off of that he was trying to get back. That's the doctor from Drive.
Oh.
Yeah, the doctor lady.
Cool.
But yeah, this show was fine.
It was fine. It was passable. At the end of the day, it was fine.
It's better than season 3.
Better than season 3.
It didn't end with bullshit. Everybody is gold.
Because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. You get gold. You get gold. You get gold.
No, Oprah. But yeah, I like the show. I would recommend it.
Yeah. The sad thing is, I'd still recommend there isn't really a season of Garo I wouldn't recommend, mainly because people should watch season 3 so they can
Understand season 5.
So they can understand season 5, and also so they can appreciate seasons 1, 2, and 4.
That is very accurate.
But skip Dragon Blood.
Yeah, it doesn't really add much.
No, the Zero movies really don't add much. Except for giving you that... The first one was okay, and it makes that one episode in season 4 much more, hey!
Plus, he has like a miniature goatee now. I'm here for it.
A soul patch.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are our thoughts on Garo Season 4, Makai no Hana.
Join us in 3 weeks. 3. Got him 3.
Trace.
On
Got
January...
the medals 1, 2, and 3. Because we're doing those!
He's so excited.
On January 6th, those episode 69 will be out.
Jacob's favorite Kamen Rider.
Yes.
He's very excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love O's.
We've already done mine.
True.
Mine was Kuga. So, but yeah. Join us then.
And as always...
join us on all the things.
Join us on all the things. Let us know your thoughts down below. We're doing a stream next week.
Yes, we are doing a stream on the 22nd.
Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, Happy Hanukkah. That's already passed.
Happy holidays.
And Kwanzaa starts on the 26th.
That does.
But as always, we will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.